Hello, everybody, and welcome to Be Well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Be Well, an online series brought to you by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well, where you can detox your mind of the rhetoric of food, fad diets, and conventional health care. Join the journey with us and take your life back. You can visit our website at elbwell.com. You can also follow us on all social media platforms. On Facebook and YouTube, search for ELB Well or Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well, and you'll see our logo with the lotus flower. On Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest, search for at ELB Well Mindset. You can also email us at info@elbwell.com or call us toll free at 833, you got it, ELB Well. That's 833-352-9355. We have a great segment lined up for you today. Today's discussion is about, hey, you have to make your own choices. You make the decision. It's your decision. I am Anita Faye Wilson, your host for today. But before I get into the segment, let's pause for just about a second for a commercial break, and then we'll be right back to have this discussion. You're tuned in to Be Well, a health and wellness series presented by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Visit our website at elbwell.com, sign up, join the journey, and take your life back. Movement Worldwide is a motivational organization veered to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. A movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live their best life and win. For information, networking, and resources, visit the website at movementworldwide.org. You can also join Movement Worldwide for Power Walk Sunday every second Sunday at 10 a.m. on multiple platforms. And I am back. Y'all got me today, y'all. I'm so glad to be with you guys today. And I'm going to talk about it's your decision. I love our Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well system. Of course, I have a personal connection because it has permanently changed my life. My favorite part of this system is mental mastery. And our very own Coach Marilyn is our mental mastery guru. Applause, applause, Coach Marilyn. I'm sure I speak for a lot of us watching and a lot of you that are watching when I say making the decision to take your health back was not easy. I can tell you from experience, it was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make. And if you're like me, you probably made the decision like over and over and over again several times before actually making it happen. And what about the times you fall off? Which have been many. I can speak from experience. There have been many times that I've fallen off. And I mean, hey, we all do. We all fall off. We all have those moments. We have our ups and downs. And when we fall off, it's extra hard to get back on the horse. But making the initial decision is hard, but making those in-between decisions to get back on the horse is even harder. I think it has a lot to do with what is actually going on with the brain's connection to food. First and foremost, we are, retraining our subconscious because we have to completely do something different that we've already done. And in doing so, we have to get rid of a lot of things like limiting beliefs, and we have to change the way we think, the way we approach, the way we even talk about, or, everything we do concerning food. So I had to retrain myself, not to refer to myself, particularly this one. I think this was the hardest thing, to not refer to myself as going on a diet. Instead, I changed my diet. You understand the thought process there? I changed my diet, and therefore it became a lifestyle. So technically, we make the ultimate decision. Then what happens in phase 2 is to decide what to eat and what not to eat. I don't know if any of you felt this way, but in the beginning, this girl right here, I was determined that I was not going to give up dairy. That's right, Lola. It's your decision. I was determined. I was like, I am not going to give up dairy. Well, actually, it wasn't all of dairy because I didn't drink milk. It was really cheese. I made up in my mind, I was not going to give up cheese. I'm like, I can't. I love cheese too much. And then in my family, I was the connoisseur of cheese, cheese, macaroni and cheese, basically. And anything, all things cheese. That was me. So I was determined I wasn't going to give up cheese. I was like, there's no way I can't possibly give up cheese because it was like one of my favorite. So if you felt like this, I know that, everybody has something. And if you're on a health or lifestyle journey, just type some of the things in. Share with me some of the things you thought you couldn't live without. Just type it in. And it doesn't just have to pertain to items that you may have permanently given up, like sugary drinks or sodas, but even items that you vowed to only do in moderation. Like for me, one of my in moderation items was chips. Potato chips is a hard one, even still to this day. But I didn't want to delete them forever. You have to have some things. I didn't want to delete them forever, but what I did do was I modified the type of chips and the frequency. I don't buy them often. But when I do, I already know what kind of moment I'm going to have. So that's why I don't buy them often. And then when I do buy them, I try to buy the healthiest version I can. Now, many might say, oh, they don't taste as good as Lay's. They're not as great. Lola said for her with sodas. Sodas is it for some people. Some people can't do without the soda. I mean, I have a friend who we've always teased her about her Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. I can't remember which one. Some of you can help me. Lola brought up another one, ice cream. But you know what? Ice cream wasn't hard for me because I was able to do the non-dairy. And especially when I started making my own ice cream was like one of the most liberating things. So I was good on ice cream. I wasn't as good on cheese, but it actually ended up being one of the easiest things for me to give up. But I vowed like certain things to only do in moderation because I understand the power of the brain. I understand how it takes just a little. When you give yourself just a little bit of room, it just goes to places that you wouldn't even imagine. Brenda said, pasta is mine until I discovered spaghetti squash. Good one, Brenda. Spaghetti squash, like really, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that helped me too is when you get the really good rice noodles, like the ones that are made out of millet and brown rice and all of those things. Those are really good pastas. And I even recently had an edamame pasta that was really good. So pasta is another one. And so when we're eating a lot of those different things like the pastas off the shelf, they're empty, they don't have any value, and they are really, the bad carbs, and they're not helping you. They're not helping you store up any glucose, which, is what you need to burn. You need to burn that for energy. You need the carbs, but healthy carbs. So, but yeah, Brenda, I feel you. The pasta is a tough one because there are some people like, who I'm telling you, are pasta driven every single day. So keep typing them in. I'll keep coming back eventually and looking at some of your comments. Just feel free to comment and feel free to share this because this is an open broadcast to everyone. But the brain is very powerful. So what I did was I took a few clips from a video that I started studying from, and I wanted to share some of these little clips, and we'll go back and forth and discuss them. But I want you to take a look at this little clip because some of this information, but you don't really know it until you see it. So here we go.
Of the fats in your brain, the superstars are omegas 3 and 6. These essential fatty acids, which have been linked to preventing degenerative brain conditions, must come from our diets. So eating omega-rich foods like nuts, seeds, and fatty fish is crucial to the creation and maintenance of cell membranes. And while omegas are good fats for your brain, long-term consumption of other fats, like trans and saturated fats, may compromise brain health.
What do you think about that? And here's the thing. We always say, but we don't really practice it, that you are what you eat, but you really are what you eat, and you are how you eat. And then we'll see some more information that's going to really harp on that. But we talk a lot about omega-3 fats, and they are really a crucial part of human cell membranes. Very crucial. They also have a lot of important functions and things that they do, including improving heart health. They support mental health. It decreases liver fat. And if you ever read any of our blogs, you would see that we had a blog out a while back that dealt with the fats, like the visceral versus subcutaneous. The visceral fat is what's in the organs. That's the unhealthy fat. And the subcutaneous fat is the fat that's beneath the surface of the skin. But the visceral fat that's in your organs is the most dangerous fat. And when we start talking about all of that, it's like, it's amazing how, yes, wow, Lori, it's amazing how what we eat really affects our brain function. It affects you as far as your not only your day-to-day activity, but it affects your mood, everything. So omega-3s are very important, and you can get them in a lot of foods. We talked a lot about getting omega-3s into our diet. I'm going to elaborate that on that just in a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit about another form of omegas, because there are 3 forms of omegas, and I want to get all of the information into you. So I'm going to go back to another video clip. So here we go.
The building block nutrients of growth and development manipulate how we feel and behave. Amino acids contain the precursors to neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between neurons, affecting things like mood, sleep, attentiveness, and weight. They're one of the reasons we might feel calm after eating a large plate of pasta, or more alert after a protein-rich meal. The complex combinations of compounds in food can stimulate brain cells to release mood-altering norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. But getting to your brain cells is tricky, and amino acids have to compete for limited access. A diet with a range of foods helps maintain a balanced combination of brain messengers and keeps your mood from getting skewed in one direction or the other.
See, there's a couple of things. I want to back up just a little. I'm going to come back up to that. That's some strong information. Like omega-3s, we have other fats like the omega-6 and omega-9. And I'm going to segue into the amino acids because all of it ties. Like omega-3s, omega-6 fatty acids are polyunsaturated fatty acids. Like, they're both of those are the same. And I've often wondered, because I see this on my MyFitnessPal app, and I've had to start learning and dealing with macro and micronutrients to make sure that my body is getting what it needs in order for me to maintain good health. So polyunsaturated fats, that's omega-3s and omega-6s, they mainly provide energy. Some omega-6 fatty acids have shown benefits of treating symptoms of chronic diseases, which is why they are important. Then we have the omega-9 fatty acids, which are monounsaturated. Omega-9 fatty acids are strictly essential as the body can produce them. They're not that essential. The body produces them. So we don't have to necessarily get supplements, although it is good. You find some supplements that are 3, 6, and 9, but the main 2 are 3 and 6. Because when it comes to the brain, omega-3 and 6 are essential, because that's why it's important to change our oils. If you saw from that film, it talked about certain things that you eat that slow you down, but you have other things that we need to put in our diets that are simple, and like something as simple as flax oil that has no taste. I recently started, when I make my salads, I started taking the flax oil out and just putting about a tablespoon on my salad, right on top of my salad dressing. It literally doesn't have a taste, but the benefits are enormous. So flax oil, flax seeds, all of those things that good omega-3s, avocado, good omega-3, good fatty acids, fatty fish, all of those things, very good. Because the thing is, when it comes to the function of the brain, there are 9 essential amino acids that we have to get into our diet. 9. And they're vital for functions such as when you're dealing with protein synthesis and tissue repair and absorption of the nutrients. So it's one thing to eat the nutrients, but when you can't absorb them, it's not doing you any good. But that's why it's important that we have the amino acids. All of this works together, y'all. Let me tell you, when I started studying this, and I know I might be going like, out there, but that's why you have to join Eat Well Live Well Be Well. For those of you who haven't joined Eat Well Live Well Be Well, you have to make sure you go to our website. Go to our website at elbwell.com. Yes, and you can sign up and take your life back, because this is the kind of information that you get, and you learn everything about your body. You learn everything about the food that you're eating, and you're able to, you're able to live healthy and whole lives. And that's what it's about. Remember, I changed my mindset from saying I'm on a diet to I changed my diet. And I changed my diet because I want to have the optimal health. And in changing my diet, and it takes little steps, little by little, and you just have to learn to make little changes like the omega-3s. Very, very important. Even taking a supplement. You can take a supplement, but you can also just add to the supplement by eating foods that are rich in omegas. So I do have a couple more videos that I want to show. So I'm going to go to another one because we talked about this a little bit too. So here we go.
Carbs come in 3 forms: starch, sugar, and fiber. While on most nutrition labels, they are all lumped into one total carb count, the ratio of the sugar and fiber subgroups to the whole amount affect how the body and brain respond. A high glycemic food, like white bread, causes a rapid release of glucose into the blood, and then comes the dip. Blood sugar shoots down, and with it, our attention span and mood. On the other hand, oats, grains, and legumes have slower glucose release, enabling a steadier level of attentiveness.
Wow, we talked about those carbs. And they are the most difficult. They are the most difficult. I've learned, I didn't realize how much my body depends on carbs until, actually, I didn't realize how addictive, let me back that up, how addictive the carbs were until I started cutting the bad ones. And when I started putting the good ones in, I started learning how much my body really depends on carbs and needs good carbs. And why sometimes, even when I thought I was eating healthy, I was sluggish, had no energy, all of those things we always talk about. You come home from work, you're like, oh, I just want to go to bed. I'm just so sluggish. I have no energy. I'm just tired. I need to take some vitamins. No, change your diet. Cut the white rice and the white sugar, the white flour, the bread, the biscuits, and all of that stuff, and get some quinoa, get some flax, chia, and hemp seeds, get sweet potatoes and beans, and all of the things that give you good fiber and good carbs. You see, it comes in 3 forms. And so, but when we're eating things that are empty carbs, we're loading up, and it's mostly sugar. A lot of times we think we're eating good carbs, we're eating sugar. So get brown rice and black rice and wild rice and quinoa and all of those things, good healthy grains, sprouted bread, all of that good stuff. Yes, Brenda, carbs are addictive. They make you, they'll make you backslide for sure. I think that's why we have that problem with chips. I think the chips make you seriously. I used to say some things are gateway. Like I still believe fried chicken is a gateway drug. And I also, and this is me, this is not scientific. This is Anita. But I believe that carbs, I believe chicken kind of opens the door to chips. I honestly do. So that's just my thought on that. But I have a couple more clips that I want to show you. So I want to get this other thing in you too. So check this out.
Our brains also benefit from a steady supply of micronutrients. Antioxidants in fruits and vegetables strengthen the brain to fight off free radicals that destroy brain cells, enabling your brain to work well for a longer period of time. And without powerful micronutrients like the vitamins B6, B12, and folic acid, our brains would be susceptible to brain disease and mental decline. Trace amounts of the minerals iron, copper, zinc, and sodium are also fundamental to brain health and early cognitive development. In order for the brain to efficiently transform and synthesize these valuable nutrients, it needs fuel, and lots of it. While the human brain only makes up about 2% of our body weight, it uses up to 20% of our energy resources.
Wow, 20%. 20%. That is amazing. And how powerful the brain is and how the brain and the gut are connected. And yes, Brent, with empty carbs, you do continue to be hungry. Listen, this information is so good. I just could not help but to share. I had to share this with you because sometimes, like we say, carbs are the most difficult, but choosing to give up certain foods in general is hard. But the binging makes the decisions between even harder. That's why it's such an addiction. Because when you come off of certain foods for a long period of time, you go on, like, especially when you go on one of the Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well tracks, and you're like, oh, wow, I'm good. I lost 20 pounds in like, a couple months or whatever. And then you stop, and then you slowly end up back where you were because you're not putting the same practices in place. That's why it's important to make sure that it's changed. And with Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well, one of the things that we've done is we've developed a lot of different programs that keep you on track. Everything is not about weight loss. Everything is not about, it's about everything else. It's about so many different things, not just about weight loss, not just about, fasting or whatever. If you've heard any myths, we do more than fast. Yes, we do. We do fast now, but we do more than that. So there's a whole lot more in play. We have a comment. Oh, Coach Marilyn's on. Coach Marilyn says, yes, it's hard to give up the bad habits. Yes. It's hard to give up the bad habits, Miss Mental Mastery. But you know what? When you start dealing with decision-making mode and you deal with your subconscious and you make the decision and make the effort, you have to understand that that is only part of the process because it is an entire change that it takes time to build. That's why a lot of our programs go at least 16 to 21 days because we want to form a new habit. It takes you that long to form it, but it takes you one day to break it. And that's why it's important. And change is good for the body. Change is good for the body and change is good for the soul. We just need change. Everybody just say change. We just need change. So in all of that, I have one more clip that I want to show you because this actually sums it up and it breaks it down 100% to the core. Check it out.
Opting for a varied diet of nutrient-rich foods is critical. When it comes to what you bite, chew, and swallow, your choices have a direct and long-lasting effect on the most powerful organ in your body.
Wow, the most powerful organ in your body. Yes, Brenda, ELB well is about the whole person. When I heard that particular statement, what you bite, chew, all of it starts to release all of the hormones. You saw what it talked about, how the release of the hormones in our body and how we start to see things. I think I'm going to go back to that clip because there was something there that I wanted to elaborate on. I think it's here.
The building block nutrients of growth and development manipulate how we feel and behave. Amino acids contain the precursors to neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between neurons, affecting things like mood, sleep, attentiveness, and weight. They're one of the reasons we might feel calm after eating a large plate of pasta, or more alert after a protein-rich meal. The complex combinations of compounds in food can stimulate brain cells to release mood-altering norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. But getting to your brain cells is tricky, and amino acids have to compete for limited access. A diet with a range of foods helps maintain a balanced combination of brain messengers and keeps your mood from getting skewed in one direction or the other.
See, those are those brain signals. And when we eat certain things, and I know that you probably have experienced this, there are certain things you eat that just make you feel so good. Food has that connection, and you see what happens. It releases dopamine and norepinephrine and all of those other things, all those hormones. Everything starts going crazy in the brain because it makes the connection. And that's why we are able to determine if the food was good or if the food was bad or if the food was bland or whatever, because it is tantalizing all of our hormones and all of our feels. We're really in our feels when we eat. And so that's why it's important that we break the connection as far as trying to get a feeling, but basically getting the nourishment. Because when we actually feed our bodies the good stuff for a period of time that we break that habit, then it becomes a new habit, and you find that your brain is still releasing all of the good stuff, all of that feeling, but it's balanced. That's why it's important to make sure that the diet is balanced. It has to have the right amounts of the right things. You can't completely go without carbs. Yes, bad carbs are bad, but you need good carbs. You can't completely go without, just about anything. You have to have a balance, and water is your friend. So this is what I wanted to talk about is that, hey, it's your choice. You're the one who have to make the decision. You're the one who has to make the decision, even in between, that you're going to change from the things that start to feed your brain and make you feel like, oh man, I'm going back, I'm feeling good. And then the outcome is bad. I've had many clients to come to me who had problems after going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and they ended up developing all types of issues in their gut, in with swelling. I mean, you name it. Several different things start to happen because we're yo-yoing. And we have to stop with the yo-yo. If I have my chips, I need to have them, and then I need to be done with them, and then not do them for another couple of months or 3. And if you're going to have ice cream, start doing non-dairy products. Look, they're delicious. They have really good options. But then also you can make your own. There are several different recipes where you can make really good ice cream out of coconuts. Really good ice cream. So listen, there's a whole lot there, but it's your decision. You are ultimately the one who has to make the decision. You are ultimately the one who has to set the goals. You are ultimately the one who has to make sure that, hey, I'm going to make this thing happen, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right. So I'm summoning you. I am summoning each and every person who is watching this now and who will watch this in the future, that you make the decision. The mental mastery coach is back. She said, break the habit of getting the feeling. Create the habit that is going to benefit you on your new lifestyle change. All right. See, that's why she's the mental mastery guru, because she can kind of pull you out of that thing. Let me tell you, you sign up with Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. There's a few things you're going to get. If you don't know how to put your meals together, you can definitely get that from Coach Brenda, who will also even do a color-coded grocery shopping list. And I have even seen her have people meet her at the grocery store. And she can also help you meal prep. Because no matter what, you may have a busy lifestyle, but you're not the only one. The other thing is, if you feel yourself getting over the ledge, you can call Coach Marilyn and you can schedule an appointment with her and say, listen, I need to get my mindset back, because that's where it starts. Anything that we will be, have, do, or accomplish all starts in the mind. So it's important that you get your mental mastery in check. The other thing is, she is the master of raw diet. So yes, Brenda says, preach, Marilyn. So listen, good people, it has been great. I wanted to come on and have this conversation. We meet every 2nd and 4th Saturdays at 3 p.m. with the Be Well Summit. And actually, our next one will be in 2 weeks. And we're looking forward to Coach Brenda, because that is who will be your host on that day. But we encourage you to go to elbwell.com. There's a lot of information there. You can sign up, you can register, you can get started with your plan. You can, you'll have a meeting with us, webinars, etc. We're there to answer questions. You can always also email us at info@elbwell.com if you need information, but everything is right there on our website. Also follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. We're everywhere. We're posting, we're giving advice, we're giving pep talks, we're giving recipes, all kinds of gadget information, anything that can help your journey be a lot smoother. So again, we thank you for joining us, and we appreciate it. This brings us to our close. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to visit us and to join the journey. We are here for you. We are here with you. And hey, we're doing this thing together. So we're going to do a few commercials, and we're going to be out. So love you guys, and see you next time. You're tuned in to Be Well, a health and wellness series presented by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Visit our website at elbwell.com, sign up, join the journey, and take your life back. Movement Worldwide is a motivational organization veered to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. A movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live their best life and win. For information, networking, and resources, visit the website at movementworldwide.org. You can also join Movement Worldwide for Power Walk Sunday every second Sunday at 10 a.m. on multiple platforms.